No worries. How are you, man?
Yeah, it's a hectic afternoon because I try to. The coaches just told me if you want to relax, you probably need to put relax in your calendar.
And that's what you did?
No, that's not what I did.
You know what? I stumbled across the video we did when we were at your gym. What was it? 2 years ago? Man, October 2018, something like this. So over 2 years ago, I stumbled over that video on my phone, and I was like, man, that was a really cool week. Like we had a lot of fun, and we took over your gym, and I think your members had fun on that Saturday, and we had a lot of fun. That was a really cool week.
Yeah, there was a different world. There was such a nice weekend was it, right? I think you guys came Wednesday or something. And then you left Sunday. I took the plane to Spain that evening, so I remember pretty well. Yeah, it was very nice. And so we learned. I like those weeks where you learn a lot with each other. And members had a lot of fun. What also was a nice week when we. There was before or after, I forgot. No, that was before. I was in March. No, February. But then when we came to your gym.
Right.
That was nice.
Yeah. Okay,
so what I was well, I went to Vienna.
Right, and you stayed for almost like a full week, or 4 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days.
We came Monday morning and left Saturday. Yeah, so Saturday? Like 5 days.
It's a full week.
Nice. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. That was actually the first time. Yeah, you were the guinea pigs, basically.
You were the guinea pigs.
Yeah.
In your gym back then.
Yeah, because I had no concept about the full week, but at the end of the day, it didn't turn out that bad. So I enjoyed it. You enjoyed it. Who was with you? It was Yari, obviously.
So we went to your.
Annie was with you, right?
Case from.
I think it was 4 of you.
So me, Annie, Case, and Yari.
Second Jeroen, no?
Oh, and Jeroen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 5.
Yeah.
5 of us. Yeah, we're still here. We're actually all here. No, Annie is back to the UK. He left last year, 2019.
Yeah, I saw that.
She moved back. But it was, so it was really nice that you guys invited us, or that you invited me. I know, I asked to come. That was it. I think I asked. So I invited myself.
You forced me to invite you. That was the truth.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was one of the coolest weeks.
I know. I think I sent you out the gym. Well, I was like, I want to visit the gym or like visit you, or see how you do it in your gym, just to learn like the way you approach everything. And you made it all seminar for 5 days. So okay, cool, come by, and then like it was a 5-day seminar.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta talk about some stuff. So, I mean, it wasn't a seminar. It wasn't not like a theoretical 8-hour.
No, it was a seminar. Come on.
Yeah, okay, it was a seminar.
It was definitely a seminar.
Yeah, so what has happened in the last 2 years?
For us, the last 2 years. Well, the last year happened. A lot happened.
Well, 2020 is probably a year that everybody will remember. Not only gym owners, not only the two of us. It's a tough year.
Yeah, we were doing before all this hit. We were doing really so much energy, so many things I wanted to do. Still did. We did a lot, but I mean, it was all reacting, right? Reacting and then improving, and then getting a lot of lessons out of it. I mean, we're way better than we ever been. Yeah, thanks to those lockdowns. The year before, was going really well for us with the team. We started as it was all as a hobby, this whole gig, and then we went to members that basically say we're so used to you guys changing that we just expect it. So with it all started with the sandbags. We had to talk about this a few weeks that we came back from a Strong Fit seminar, and we brought back 15 sandbags, like Moses that walks down from the hill, right, with the 10 commandments. So we came back with sandbags. That was the first step in the really right direction. And now we have people like we have this. So, I mean, the community only got better. Yeah, like the members we get now are members we want.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird how fast it changes? Like, would you have expected like 3, 4, 5 years ago that somebody would walk into your gym and literally ask for like, okay, I'm specifically looking for the way you're training people, the way your gym is set up, other than like I'm looking out for a methodology, whether it's CrossFit or Zumba or yoga. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, well, like we started it as a CrossFit gym, so people were looking for CrossFit, and I mean, I didn't know anything. I didn't know that much. Like we, now, if we do like coach development programs, and then coaches they like after a while they can do a class and they're like, I don't know that much, and I always tell them, well, you should have seen our first classes here.
Exactly, and you probably know more than me back then.
Yeah, we did friend as an introduction workout, stuff like that.
Sometimes I'm like really surprised when I think about my own like first couple of classes, like how confident I was in those classes. I mean, from an outside perspective probably, but like super not insecure, but like, I mean, we were newbies when we started coaching, right? And everybody was like, oh my God, like Greg is the coach. And like internally I thought, man, like I can throw like 10 things about like the back squat at you, but I don't really know how to fix it. But it sounds really good what I just told you.
Yeah, well, they put you on this stage, right? Now you're the coach, so you know.
Yeah.
You probably know. You can do all this shit and they just listen to you.
You know what's funny? Like 2 weeks before I was on the, like 2 weeks prior to being on that pedestal, on that podium, I was still in my corporate business job and knowing nothing about coaching, right? And all of a sudden you open up a gym and you're like on your business card is like head coach and gym owner and stuff. And people are like, oh my God, like he's the coach now. Yeah. It's like, dude, I'm the same person as 2 weeks before, but I'm just pretending I can run a gym.
Yeah, but also you think like you learned all these tricks, so you have this illusion that like I'm so much stronger now, so much better, so I probably also know a lot. Like I can do a muscle up. Like who can do it? Like so I can, if I know how to do it, I mean I can coach. And so you have this confidence that's built on you experiencing a lot of physical growth, mental growth. But as I was confident as long as I knew if everything was going right. As soon as someone had a problem like pain, I was like, shit. Now what? Well, your squat is deep enough and your deadlift is strong enough.
Yeah, I can check like 5 out of 5 boxes that I know, and you still have a problem. Like, okay, go see a physio, or go see a doctor. Like I'm out of office from here on.
Yeah, I was happy when people then were going to a physiotherapist, because that meant I didn't have to solve the problem, because I basically didn't know. And now when people go there, I'm like, are you sure? Like, and what one are you going to? And then they come back with the same exercises each time. Like you can like guess what they do with them. That's a different world.
But I started. But you're right. But I see it more and more developing into the bridging the gap between like physios, and because I don't want to do a physio's job. Oh my God, I have no business in like manual therapy or anything like this. Like I have no clue. I have no whatsoever. But I do know how to train people and just make stuff better and make stuff work. But bridging a gap between, okay, you're injured or you're high performing, and that's the cool thing. And as you know, like I love working with normal people, like the average Joe soccer moms out there. This is still the most rewarding thing I've ever done in my whole life. Like when you take back pain away from single mom with 2 kids, and she sends you a text message, and there's no conversation about, hey, I upped your back squat, or are you deadlifting more? It's like, no. Like I feel better, I sleep better, I have no more back pain, I'm less grumpy when I talk to my kids. That's it. Like I think that's probably all you can achieve.
Yeah, that's the most rewarding, and those are the examples. When I talk about results, I always talk about those results, never about, well, I had this member that couldn't do, let's say the muscle up again, and now he can do it. Like it's not very rewarding. It can be rewarding, but it maybe for like a day. Yeah, but those members that, well, I had the best example we have was a female. She walked in, and then this first session, I think she could do a 15 kilogram sandbag carry for maybe like 50 meters without feeling her back or losing her breath, or like she was quite young. And now she walks a 5K in less than 30 minutes, and that's like 1.5 year progress. And she lost like so much weight, and you can see the energy, and like she's so like then when they tell you, well, like you completely changed my life, and I didn't know I could be this person, and they can do all this stuff, which is so normal for a lot of people. Yeah, that's really rewarding. And then in conversations like this, I always bring it up because those are the examples.
Mm-hmm. I mean, let's talk about the current situation. Or what was the first lockdown for you guys? March, April last year? Same as here, probably.
Yeah, so 15th of March, and we actually decided before the government told us to close to close the gym. I will be honest, I was afraid. So I was looking at all these. I was on the internet, and I saw Chinese people dropping dead on the street. Right, and you had this movie from Chinese, like they were like calling each other, and like the world was ending. I was like, and I remember telling my business partner, "Case, like something is gonna happen." Like I was already in scary mode, and then it came closer, and we decided on a Sunday we were closing down the gym for 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks, and then that evening, the government told us actually to close, also for 2 weeks. Well, and in the end, it was 4 months, but yeah, I was and that was the beginning. So we decided ourselves to close, and that was the 15th of March. When was it for you?
I think it was exactly the same date. I can't remember exactly, but it was mid-March. So now we're in the third lockdown. So the first one was 2 months, I think. The second one started in October, November, and it's basically still going on. So
October, November, and then you could open again, and now it's closed again.
We were opening up again over summer, and we have been closed since November 1st, beginning of November. I'm not sure about it. So almost 3 months now, 2.5 months. Yeah. And honestly, I don't see any signs of opening up soon again. Yeah, but
how were you with the first lockdown? What was how were you feeling? How did you look at the whole situation?
I think I was pretty much on the same page as like the average population. Like the first 2 weeks were like shocked, as in like nobody knew how literally how serious it was. Like and the first lockdown in Austria, like everybody stayed at home. Like you went out like once a day, like going for a walk or maybe getting the groceries, and that was it. Like I had to pick up some stuff from the gym, like my laptop and stuff, and I went through the city basically, and like remember like zombie movies, like empty streets. That was it. There was nobody on the streets, like not a single car. All the lights were like blinking yellow. And it was like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Like, is like the apocalypse coming soon? So that was almost more than 2 weeks, like 4 to 5 weeks. Like everything was shut down, literally.
How were you feeling? Were you scared, or like, can you describe it?
I wouldn't say scared. I would say, I mean, you know me a little bit. Like as soon as adversity hits me, my head's already spinning around. Okay, how can we not take advantage of the situation, but how can we like start offering something to our members, to the people in general? Because I think like stopping everything, like moving and thinking, and that's the worst thing you can do. Even if we're gonna die in 4 weeks, I won't stop moving and thinking. So I guess I was like 2 weeks, a little bit of a like physical shock situation. Like I didn't want to train. I didn't really want to go out. I mean, I walked the dog, obviously, but that was it. We like went for a small little hike with the family around the block. But I would say, and I was watching the news every night, right? Because I wanted to educate myself, but they were repeating the same stuff over and over again. I was like, this is not putting me in a good mood. And if the world is ending in 4 weeks, I don't want to be in that mood when the world ends. So I stopped watching TV, read some articles like from right-wing newspaper to left-wing newspaper, from New York Times to like really weird stuff, to kind of like grab some different opinions. And like after like 4-6 weeks, it became like really draining. So I went back to the gym like for an hour each day and did something and like worked out a little bit and did some work because like home was getting too small for me. Yeah. And then, we kind of opened up pretty quickly after that. So it was kind of normal, like May, June, and July, more or less.
So you open up as in classes inside? Or?
Yeah, we could do class. I mean, the first step was outdoor classes, which was nice. So we had like, I think, if I remember correctly, like 8 people, 7 plus me, being allowed to train outside, which was cool because it was nice weather. So it wasn't really a problem. We just took all the equipment out and in. And then basically in June, July, I went back to almost like a normal schedule, like 10 people in classes. We barely have more than 10, probably 12 at some point. Yeah, so summer was pretty...
Did you do like squares?
Say it again?
Like a separate space? Did you do like squares in the gym? That you see that a lot here? Like you tape the gym in like 10 squares?
Yeah, I mean, we got 500 square meters, so everybody had like 50. So each person had 50 square meters around them, which was fine. And we did all the disinfection, like even the sandbags and barbells and dumbbells and stuff. So I mean, we followed every single prescription, so to speak. And we did Zoom classes, like as everybody else, I guess, through the first lockdown. And honestly, the participation like kind of surprised me. We were around like 60% of the people from the gym like joined Zoom classes, which was very surprising to me because I think there's nothing worse than moving in front of the laptop. But I mean, that's what we had to do back then. But
that's 60% from the beginning.
We had 60% from the beginning. I mean, I think we started with like 3 classes a day, like morning, noon, and evening classes, and on the weekend. And like we tried to keep people moving, which was, I think, smart move for the first couple of weeks and months. But after summer, I saw those numbers drop like drastically, right? Because people were spending so much time in front of the screen, like home office, homeschooling, even just talking to your relatives, talking to your friends was mostly over either the phone or Zoom. So people are still spending a lot of time in front of their screen. And honestly, I totally understand when you don't want to work out in front of a screen. And I think maybe we'll come to this, but I think there's got to be a better way of doing this, because everything that we've been setting up in our gyms is kind of thrown overboard with Zoom calls, right? You got no community, no talking, no coffee, no like showering together. That's not the most important stuff, but you get like the talking before and after. You get like all the empathetic stuff.
No connection.
Exactly. There's zero connection. Like you jump in like 1 minute prior to the call, and you hang up the phone like 30 seconds after everybody's done.
Talking about connection.
Yeah. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, my I think it's mine, but it's a little bit unstable. I've had like once every few days that the internet is a little bit weird here. So I think it's that time again.
Maybe you didn't pay the bills.
Sometimes you drop a little bit away. But yeah, well, it's not that time yet. But no, but I mean, you were saying that just the whole connection, like you just hop in the Zoom like a minute before, and you put the screen on the codes, and then or whatever you put it on, and then you exit, and there's no high-fiving after, no talking after. Or if there's a talk, it's very weird because talking in a group on Zoom, that's so you're not talking in a group. Like one is talking, the others are just watching you. So it's always a little bit weird. You cannot really connect.
So we started.
That's what I'm filling it in. But
yeah, we started brainstorming already in like March and April, like what to do, and we basically came up with stuff that everybody's doing as well. But over summer and in the second lockdown, it actually gave me enough time to think about it more deeply and how annoying it is to work out in front of a screen. And it actually like came in my mind. Let's set up an online course and pre-record some videos and workouts and do some theoretical stuff, like educate people. And once I had that ready, that took me like almost 3 months. Once I had that ready, I was like, this is not right. Like, again, taking people, letting them sit in front of a screen and doing another online course. And so I kind of put it in the trash. And asked my members what they were missing the most. And the answers were pretty obvious. As we said already before, like missed the community, missed the communication, missing coffee, missing the pushing, like the group dynamics of it, missing the equipment, like sandbags and sleds and stuff. So we came up with another solution. And I don't know how.
What is the solution? You're making.
What's the solution? Well,
yeah,
I'm not sure when you're going to air this one, but because my members shouldn't hear this one before it actually gets started. No, so I think the main issue is in times like this, and this is actually how I felt during the second lockdown. I felt like I don't have any control over my life anymore. Right. And I think this can happen very quickly, right? Because you watch the news and somebody tells you like you can't do A, B, C, D and you have to do A, B, C, D. You get a pretty strong feeling of, all right, so I'm being controlled right now. I have nothing left that I can take either care of or that I can influence or that I can change. And I felt that very strongly, like myself, but I also got that feedback from my members. And like everybody's feeling like, well, the government is doing whatever they want and the virus is doing whatever they want, he wants or she wants. No, the virus is not a she. It's got to be a he.
Sorry, what is
the virus can't be a she. Like it can't be a female virus. Like it's that awful. It has to be a male virus. Let's be honest. So, and I was thinking about the losing control part, and I talked to a couple of my members, long-term members, and they were telling me like I'm not sticking to my like basic habits, to my normal routines, like whatever it is, like getting up in the morning and drinking a coffee, reading, doing 10 air squats, like just stuff that you normally do when you're in the rhythm, right? So I think the worst thing besides the fear of the virus is you're letting yourself go, and you're letting yourself basically drown yourself in self-pity, because like, okay, I don't want to work out at home, it's boring. You know what? I think working out at home is one of the hardest things you can do, because your home is technically everything but a workout place. Because when you come home, it's basically it's family, it's food, it's a fireplace, it's your couch, it's, I don't know, the library, it's your bedroom, right? So I think working out at home
is screaming forward.
Exactly. So I think working out at home is the most unnatural thing you can ever do, right? So I thought about, okay, we have to start something that gives people not only the hope of controlling something, but the actual actual actions that are gaining control back of their life. Gaining control back of their life, yeah. And I think that's the most important thing we need to do right now is, hey, people, yes, there's some stuff you cannot influence. There's some stuff you cannot control. You can fucking bitch about it. All right, I hear you. But you can control, like, okay, what do you do first thing in the morning? You can control if you do 10 push-ups, 10 air squats in the morning. You can control your nutrition. You can control your mindset. You can control your actions. You can control your emotions. There's so much stuff you can still control. That A can be outsourced, and the B shouldn't be taken away from you ever, right? So we're starting we call it the Rex Challenge. Well, it's not a very funny name, whatever. And that basically
Rex in there is quite funny.
Yeah,
good, funny name. Rex, always funny.
Always funny.
It's sexy.
So basically, I took down the biggest pain points of my members, and I found like a solution for it. Sometimes it's a workaround because yes, we cannot meet at the gym. But what about like making working out at home not a misery and oh my god, I have to do it because I have to burn calories and blah 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 blah. But like make it like really fun again. And as you know, like my thingy with like sandbags and sleds, etc. So we have to get that equipment and that setup to like everybody's house, right? So that's one part. So people or my members will get like a sandbag package and a pec stick and some other cool stuff. So they have literally like a small gym setup at their own house, right? Okay, so that's one small solution. The second one is people are missing training with somebody else, right? So following the regulations here in Austria, you can work out outside, like you can physically do something outside. So we're teaming our members up. So you basically get a accountability buddy, like a second person, and you're gonna meet that person, following all the regulations, obviously, whether it's you standing in the backyard and the other person's are just around the fence, or you're in the patio and the other person is, I don't know, on your terrace. So we following every regulation. But every Saturday at noon, we're going to do a partner workout, right? And the coaches will be there, obviously virtual in times like this. But we're going to coach you. There's going to be a Spotify playlist. We're hearing all the same music. Man, I can tell you all my ideas now. So you get like...
I'm recording you already.
I know. So you get like, if you're missing the coffee in the gym, like I totally understand it because the coffee is really great, but we'll give you like instructions of how to make like really good coffee at home, right? You get our coffee beans, and whether you want to have a filter coffee or I don't know, more like a French coffee or more like a Turkish coffee, like you gotta get options how to do this. You get the Spotify playlist, you get live coaching. So Toby and I recorded, I think 30 workouts. It was fucking a lot of work. We recorded 30 workouts, so where you can see us doing the workouts that you're gonna do at home in like high quality. One of the downsides of Zoom is shitty quality, right?
Yeah.
When you watch the video, like you want to vomit. It's so bad, right? And you see people like small as ants. You just hear a voice, and it just...
If you even see them, because sometimes the cat is in the way, or the phone falls, or you're looking at like.
Exactly. So we recorded like a month worth of, and we're doing the second month obviously now, a month worth of workouts, like super high quality, and with instructions in there. And you can see us like dying from, and it's just simple 3 things: a towel, a pec stick, and a sandbag. That's it. And actually, I'm getting really fit doing that stuff, so it's actually working. So we're bringing back that community aspect, and we have small little ideas like you drop off a sandbag at a member's house, and you get the next address of the next members. You're gonna carry it to their doorstep, drop it, and
that's awesome, man. And that's just a good idea.
Take a video, and obviously we get all the disinfection.
We're gonna do that.
Yeah, it's fun. Do it. So yes, we cannot meet at the gym, but I think there's a shitload of stuff we can actually do to get that spirit and that vibe and that, man, I can't control anything. And you either on the side of this is all fake or we're all gonna die, and probably
Is this something you're working on right now? Like, what are your members doing right now? Are you doing this, or
we're in the so this took us like a good 3 months to prepare. All the setup, like the workouts online and the course and the technical setup and all the emails and all the knowledge behind it. And we're in the phase now. We're gonna announce it on the weekend. So the members have like 10 days to sign up. And signing up means every single member will have a one-on-one Zoom call with me or Toby. And we're going to explain like every single detail of the challenge, like the equipment set up and how you get your equipment and how to get your buddy and what's like following the regulations, obviously following the rules and the Spotify playlist and the coffee, like all the good stuff. So that's gonna be a lot of work for a week, as always. And then we're gonna start the challenge on February 1st. And I think the coolest stuff ever is we're gonna have like, I don't want to say everything. We're gonna have like daily challenges, daily interactions, but I think done in a very smart way, which is not like, okay, Monday you do 10 squats in the morning and at night you make sure you get your protein in. No, we're gonna set it up a little bit differently. So Christmas 2 years ago, we gave every single member a journal, like a book, a Greg's book with blank pages. And now we're gonna put them into good use, which means they're gonna get either like a small little mindset homework. So they're gonna reflect for 2 minutes, specific questions, just to get that. I want to take control of my life back. So where I'm at right now, where do you want to go? And the workout is going to help you because you feel like, hey, I'm achieving something. I see my buddy at least once a week. We got the workouts going on. We have like still the Zoom calls. I think it should be a part of online training. But if that's the only thing you're doing, oh man, that's fucking bored, to be honest.
Yeah. So you mean Zoom classes, right? You said Zoom calls. You mean the Zoom class?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So did you create like a platform for that, or are you using something that's already there? Like,
we programmed the platform, but basically we're just using different bits and pieces, right?
You made like an app, or did you make a portal?
I wanted to keep it as less technical as possible, so people don't have to stare at the screen when they're using the app or whatever. So that's why I really like the journal part of it, the book part of it. Like you have to sit down, take a pen, listening to music. You can, like, there's small bits and pieces. You go twice a week, you go out 15 minutes, no headphones, no nothing. You just listen to birds. If you want to run. If you want to walk. But it's like active meditation as a part of the recovery, right? So every single action is nothing like super rocket science or not even anything new. It's not a big invention, but I think the sum of it and the structure and I forgot the best part. So you get direct access to us, to me and Toby. You get unlimited messages with us via WhatsApp. You get unlimited video calls. So whenever you need something, whether it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or 3 minutes, like our schedule is basically 24/7 doing nothing, but making sure our members are running through that process and everything's clear. So they get like, yes, it's kind of a virtual on-site feeling, right? Because I wanna show them something very, very important. And I like the fact that they love the gym and they miss the gym so much, but that also has a downside. That means, okay, so you're not working out anymore once the gym is closed. That's weird. Because what happens if I die and the gym is going to be closed? What are you going to do? Do burpees at home or run? Like, that's fucking boring. No one's going to do that. So my thing is, I wanna make sure people do strength training properly with the stuff that we're doing, like sleds and sandbags and stuff. But it's not a good thing that you're not, I shouldn't say responsible enough, but you're not adult enough to keep going because we're not open. I think that's a huge, it's not a downside, but I think it's a normal human flaw because you need a coach and you need a gym, and I wanna bridge the gap. So and we're gonna try this with the members first, obviously, but that format is gonna be rolled out to external people as well. Because guess what? There's more people out there not having access to gyms because the next gym is like 2 hours away, who have joined enough online programs that they've never finished. So they paid money for something. And we're just making sure, like, we're not gonna let you stop. Right? It's the accountability part. It's the coaching service part. Like, and that's a huge shitload of work for us. Right? This is not like setting a PDF up or an online course and some bots are answering your questions. No. If like you fucking calling me on my phone when you're pressing the video call buttons, you better have a good question.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's actually the biggest I think that's the best. Like what I see in the Zoom classes is in the first lockdown we did Zoom. We don't do Zoom now. That there's no connection. We also had like 60% of the people joining.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's about 60.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds familiar, but the drop-off rate was pretty high. Like I think after 2 months, it was nowhere near 60%. I'm gonna stop for a little bit because my disc is full.
Sure.
I'm very prepared with my. I just want to keep
the Joe Rogan of Europe.
So I'm just having fun with this. I really like. I think it was November. It's the whole reason I got into CrossFit actually was because of Rob Wolf. You know the Rob Wolf podcast.
Sure.
He started I think 2009 or something, and they were talking about CrossFit. What the fuck is CrossFit? Like old ladies on the bike competing with each other. That's how I came into it, and I always was like, I need to do. Play around the podcast.
You know why I've started the podcast is because there's so much going through my head about the fitness industry, and I hear so much stories from people on the other side. That I think like I need to talk about this. Maybe that means I'm an outlier and I'm going to be disrespected, but I think somebody has to stand up and say, this system that we're in right now, the fitness system, is failing everybody, but people feel like they're failing the system. And that's horrible because if you're a middle-aged person, let's say 35 or 40, and you've actually made that step of, okay, I got to do something for me because my kids are now 12, 15 years old and I'm a little bit overweight and I don't like moving. Like you actually making that step of stepping into a global gym, for example, you're going to get destroyed there, right? Because if you're average like me, you're going to get the looks. You're going to feel ashamed. You're going to feel embarrassed. That means you're going to quit. Or no, you're not going to quit because you got a 12-month membership now, but you're not going to go there anymore, right? So you think you have failed the system, but actually the system has failed you. But the downside is you will never, ever work out again in a gym setting, in a group setting whatsoever. Because if you made that experience in that strong sense once, you will never, ever go back again. And I think that go ahead.
Right? Unless they meet you, you show them the other way, even if they had that experience.
Yes, but I think there needs a certain culture and a certain philosophy of a gym. Like in our gyms, like failing is an essential part of it. And if you can't do something, like nobody's gonna give you any looks about it. On the contrary, like I'm gonna encourage you to fail even more because that's the only way you're gonna learn. So I think that's just stuff that needs to be talked about. And as I said before, I love my gym. Like my gym is great. It's 150 people. But I was thinking about, okay, there's thousands, 10,000 of people out there that actually want to train, maybe had that experience once or twice. How can I help them the best? And I think trying that strategy and trying the project and trying to challenge with my members first will give me a lot of insights how to train people that basically have like no equipment at home. They hate bodyweight training as I do. They hate running. They hate burpees. Man, like all the people out there need some sort of like true strength training. And I'm not talking about a Bosu ball or a band or something. I'm talking about like...
Yeah, well, I know what you do.
Exactly.
Like this, like real work, not object. Heavy weights, right? Real heavy weights.
Yes, and you need it. Like complex. Everybody needs it. Like maybe you don't want it. I get that. I get that portion, and sometimes it needs me, and I totally get that. And I've been studying different like coaching systems, etc. And what I've found out that the biggest flaw, the biggest mistake in the training new people is you either calling them out all the time, you're calling them pussies, and you have to do the work. It's like, okay, I get it. That's a huge part of it. But I think if you start training, there's got to be a 12, 18, maybe 24 months period where you're going to be babysitted. And when I say babysitted, that means you can call me 7 days a week, blah, 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 because that's how you start a new journey. And maybe we don't see it like this because, let's be honest, people that join our gyms, we call them average people, but I think they're way above average in terms of courage because they've already showed up. even in terms of fitness, even if they haven't worked out before, but they're way above average from like the normal Dutch people, the normal Austrian people, right?
Definitely. They have this mindset that you don't see everywhere. I mean, the moment they decide to walk into one of our gyms, they know they need help. So that's a big step. And they want to grow, like mentally, physically. They've decided that already.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I love these kind of communities, because they're inspiring. The people are inspiring. They're fun to talk to.
And I think that's awesome and that's great. But again, that's only like a certain percentage of people, right? How many people are not showing up on our doorsteps, even though the two of us are doing anything to make it possible? But some people still won't show up. And I get it, because it's intimidating. So maybe we need like a step prior to it. And it doesn't mean you need to train at my gym. No. We can set up like a full gym, everything you need at your house at very little costs, with the babysitting, with the coaching services in the background, with the community. And I think that's the future for me for people who are thinking about joining gyms like ours at some point, like 2, 3, 4 years later. And I don't even fancy them joining my gym. I want to give them like a true fitness journey, and not the stuff you see on Instagram and that's just not true. And that's what people need to see. Like, they need to see me working out. Like, I'm 103 kilos. I don't look not particularly well. Like, I don't have an 8-pack. It's like, but the question is, do you need an 8-pack? That doesn't mean I don't want one. Fuck no, I want one. But this is not about like a 14 or 18% body fat. Who cares? Like, you shouldn't have 35. All right, we're on the same page. But reality is, there's, I think, 99% of the people out there not training in any gyms. That they need to do strength training twice a week. 2 sessions a week of 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. And that's it. So my thing is, I want to create through something that I necessarily don't really like, because I'm an on-site guy, but I want to create through an online movement, on-site tribes. So what if somebody signs up in the middle of nowhere, and we educate him, we bring him through the process for 12, 18, 24 months, and all of a sudden, like, some friends ask him, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you seem pretty good in shape. And he's like, well, just come and join me. We'll meet at the park Saturday at noon. I got 2 sandbags. I got a peg stick. Let's do it. I got the videos. I got the coach here. I got everything we need. And all of a sudden, it's like 5, 10 people, and it's a small little new tribe. And that's all I want to achieve. So I want to use online to create more on-site tribes. Man, that's already deep into it.
It's interesting, man. Yeah. Well, actually, like, I think that's something we've been heading towards as well. We're actually doing right. So how most gyms are still doing Zoom classes, right? What I see around is mostly Zoom classes. You even have this Europe thing. Mm-hmm. You can join, and there's like, I don't know, every day they have like 12 different gyms doing Zoom classes, and you can join any Zoom class like that. I think for most, like I thought the better gyms in my area that I thought were the better gyms are still doing Zoom classes, like, as their main
Jeroen,
solution.
What the fuck? Like, that's okay. Like, I get it. We've been there, we've done that, and I think it's a great way to keep people going. But it's the same as, okay, you've done the same stuff for like 5 years in your gym. It's open. You've done the same stuff for like 10 years now. Man, what's the next step?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Zoom is not the next step.
No,
Zoom
is the equivalent of the barbell being used on site. It's cool at the moment, but it's not really helping anybody. But that's the best idea we have right now, and let's just do this for the next 10 years until something happens.
And not. Right? That's not going to be the solution.
Exactly, but that's human psychology for you right there. Is what else do you need to change something than the situation right now? And I get it. Like, there's months or weeks and months of shock and blah blah blah, and want to save your business. I'm totally. But the whole business is going in the direction where there will be people doing better online stuff than Zoom calls. And it's already happening. Like, if you look at companies like Peloton, they get a $2 billion public funding. man, they're just going to storm everybody. Do you think you can survive with your Zoom calls just because your members like you? This is, and I think, exactly. And I think the whole landscape is going to change because I think there will be a lot of gyms gone after the pandemic is over. Brick and mortar gyms, but I think there's still a value to brick and mortar gym. But you got to be honest, be like, okay, this is for 150 people, maybe for 200. But you gotta evolve as you go, right?
Yeah. Well, what we learned, what I said, like the Zoom classes dropping off in retention. I think it went from 60% to maybe 30%. So we decided not to do any Zoom classes anymore, and we said like, this is the one side from studio. We set up like the whole studio here. So we're doing. So when you said you can see us kill, or the members can see us train, like that's really important because we've been doing that now as well. We have this. We created follow along videos that people can they can stream to their TV.
Mm-hmm.
And three of our coaches train, and one of our coaches coach. And so they have these follow along videos. It's not that they can do it whenever they want, but the most important thing, like, okay, that the quality is way better if you have this kind of, like, you can this kind of stuff. The quality is way better. So for them, it's easy to see what we're doing and that the coaches are dying. But the connection thing, we're sending every member before every workout. We're contacting them.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you need to do. Like, how is it, like, asking them how it's going. Maybe there's an injury, so we need to know like what's the better way of doing the workout for them. Like that connection. The only way we can compete with a Peloton is having the connection, because Peloton will make way better movies, including sound, than you and me will ever do. That there won't be as good as us in creating connection and having a community.
Yeah, I'm not sure because, I mean, they're doing a really good job. Like you can track your workouts, your scores, like even your heart rate. You got an instructor in front of you who basically knows your name. They got AI in the background. So, and for me, AI is still already way better than shitty coaches, which is a problem for the shitty coaches, not for us. But so they have so much stuff in the background, and what we think connection is not what people are looking for when they think about connection. Like, they want to come home, they want to sit on that bike, type in their whatever, the numbers, etc., do like a 30-minute workout and being hyped, right? And I'm not talking about the mass product. Like, we don't have a mass product. That's pretty clear. We have a very special niche going on. But I'm not sure if they're not getting better at connecting with people. And man, they got like apps in the background. They can send you anything to your phone in an instant. Anything.
Yeah, but will they call you and ask you how you're doing?
Exactly.
Will there be a voice talking you, like asking you your question?
I think what they're trying to do is they're not only doing the bicycle stuff, but going into like body weight and more like CrossFit style workouts. I think we have to find a very specific approach to it that can't be duplicated, which means it needs to be a lot of like human work in the background and actual coaching, and that's what they can duplicate.
Well, I don't know the exact process, right? But if you start with them, they're not checking where you are, right? They don't know where your current point A is. Like, do they have some kind of assessment or measurement to find out what your current level is?
I don't know, but I can assume they're doing some sort of like tests on the bike to see where your heart rate is and how fit you are.
Yeah. Okay, so they can do some basic stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So really out how what your movement patterns are.
Of course not. But that's not what the mass is interested. And at the end of the day, it's another cardio program. And the downside of strength training is the same as the upside is it highlights weakness, right? If you press a sandbag, chances are if your shoulder was shitty before, you're gonna feel it even more. And that's why bodyweight programs are so successful. That's why stuff like Peloton is so successful, because you can hide stuff for a very, very long time, right? And that's awesome for a mass product. You feel like you got a sweat in. You feel like you did something. You even feel like a little bit of a pump. You feel the community. You feel like every Friday night we do like a Peloton sprint course or something. You get the good music going on. You're tracking it. Like it's a really, really good product. Not something that I would recommend, but like I think for most people it's valid. But I think people need more strength training. Period. Don't need more barbells. Fuck barbells. They need sandbags. They need pec sticks. They need to take control of their own journey, and not letting any instructor in front of you telling you how you should feel that day. And that's a long road ahead.
So you because you also so you're talking about the people in your area that are like too far away for a gym. They also need to train. So why should they go? Like, why do they go to you and not towards Peloton? What do they see in you what they don't see in Peloton?
I think the Peloton goes only. This is not calling out Peloton. I think they're doing a great job. I don't really think so, but I have to say this.
What do they do really well?
Oh, hell yeah! Like business wise and process wise, it's probably top notch. You can't do it any better as of now. But I think what I've mentioned before is, I think online is a good start, but if you're stopping at training online, I think it only goes so far. I mean, come on, that's what people are telling us right now. Like they're missing the connection, the social interaction. And yes, as of now, this kind of boils down to our gyms because that's the location where they all meet. But what if for people who want to start training, like that's going to be the park or the backyard of Susie or I don't know, the garage of Peter, and those are going to be like the new gyms. Because you're just going to train. And yes, you're going to have us guiding you through the process and educating you, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that's a major, major plus because we won't keep it online only. And we shouldn't because that's very inhuman.
Yeah, it is. That's the main thing we hear is this week we did a check-in and like a more of a functional, how do you say that in English? Like if you have staff, you talk about how it goes, right? So you look from the outside at the relationship. That was what's coming back a lot. They just miss the people when they miss us. Mm-hmm. Maybe if people just coming by here to say hello, to check out the gym. So that thing, they miss each other. We have seen members go train with each other as well, but some do that by themselves. But if you can help them, because there's many of them. So you have actually gave me an idea. I have to figure it out still. But like you want members to train with each other.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So they don't need to do it here. Some do it, but by them like with each other from like their own initiative. But the others, they want it, but they're not doing it.
Exactly. And you're just like you're the mentor or the babysitter and the organizer of it. And that doesn't mean they're going to quit their membership with you. Or no, they're just going to use Saturday or Sunday to train with another member like in the park, which is awesome. Yeah. And let's take that concept and apply it to every Dutch person out there.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're pretty active people with all your bicycling, etc. But in terms of strength training, I haven't seen. It's not that popular in Holland, right?
Oh, you're from Austria. Is it any difference there?
It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same. Oh no, it's not the same because we're not on a bike.
Yeah, you're on a ski.
We're skiing.
It is Yari, by the way.
Hey Yari, how's it going, man?
Yeah, he cannot hear you.
What's up?
Hey, what's up, man? So that's what we're doing with the members, and I think I'm literally starting the podcast and talking about stuff, and I wanna call out some stuff and throw rocks and be like, guys, like, okay, barbell is awesome, Zoom calls are awesome, but it's not. Let's take this a step further. And as always, I'm testing it out and prepping it thoroughly, and if it works out well with the members, we're gonna roll it out to whoever wants to participate.
Do you have a name for what you're doing?
Get Grexy.
I thought it was something with Grex.
And you know what? I mean, that's seriously nothing I should talk about now. But in my head, I'm already a step further. So what if I have like, I don't know, like thousands of people training at home and building like small onset tribes and we're helping them through, etc. And what if there will be some coaches out of that group evolving naturally? Because again, you know, like how how tribes work. So if 10 people meet up, like one is gonna somewhat take charge of the group, right? And that person will probably need some more coaching education, right? So how can we fix that? And the second one is, all right, so how far can we take this with sandbags and peg sticks and a towel? And I think at some point, and I actually already have the prototype at my gym, is because I built a device that kind of combines a lot of different movement options. So that means my vision is out in 10 years from now, I want to see people on a Saturday at noon working out with sandbags in the park or in the streets, pushing sleds, doing rope pulls, and all the cool stuff. And like, I wanna change the perception of training. It's not working out; it's working on, like working on yourself. It's not a misery. It's not something that I have to do. And I don't do strength training because I get bulky. Like I want to introduce people into my system and into my process and be like, okay, this is actually fun. Yes, it fucking hurts. But in a good way. I get stronger. I do this twice a week and it's enough. I can do it with my friends. I can do it at home. I can go to a gym. I can do it when I'm traveling. And at some point there's going to be the Greximus. That's what the device is going to be called. And I want to say what?
You made a machine. That's what you said.
Oh, come on, man. It can't be a machine, right? It's a device. It's an implement. It's a piece of equipment that's multifaceted. So you can have like farmer's carries, you have a sled, you have a yoke, you have like one, and it's pretty small. You can put it in a car and it's super easy to use. And I want to, in 10 years, I want to see people using that thingy in like on the street. How fucking awesome would that be? On a Saturday noon, people are going out on the street and pushing some sleds. Like, yeah, man, great. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so less people running, less people doing burpees, and actually doing proper strength training.
Exactly. So, can you go to your gym right now? Can you do anything in the front? I mean, inside is closed, but is there any outside that you can do?
Nope.
Allowed?
It's not allowed. Nope.
It's allowed to go to someone and do something together. Like the group size limitation, or
you can it's allowed to go outside and like do physical like exercise. There's no like officially planned stuff possible, so I cannot announce a workout at the park and be like, okay, 6 people can come in. That's not possible. But if you keep the distance, you can meet one friend, like one person from another household, and work out. And give me a break. If that's stuff that's going to be forbidden, like you're going to be in your backyard and the other person is going to be the other side of the fence, like 10 meters away from each other or 3, doing physical stuff, not harming anybody, not being noisy, nothing. Man,
I'm already, yeah. Well, I'm very happy we can actually do something outside. Like you cannot coach right now. Like next week, people can train in front of our gym. So we're just gonna have them. We just have them meet here and train together.
So what we did is we put a sled outside of the gym, a couple of other stuff, and we're like, people, if you feel like you need to push a sled, like drive by whenever you want. If there's somebody already there, wait for 5 minutes in the car. And you get like 10 minutes on the sled, like fucking kill it. Do reverse harness, push it, like literally kill yourself on the sled for 10 minutes and then go your way. Yeah. There's a lot of people that have done this. And we have like the ice bath set up right next to the sled. And I'm not saying we saved lives with it, but I think it helped a lot of people getting rid of all the anxiety that's coming up, or that's already been there for 10 months. All the stress, all the worries about the future, your business, your kids, your family, your own job, etc. And we can do something about it. Again, that's going back to our initial thoughts about gaining back control of your own life, not about a situation with the virus, but about your own life, and pushing a sled and going to an ice bath and actually taking deliberate, active actions towards making you better is going to help people so much. This is not a like, don't do this for the physical part of it. Don't do this to burn calories. Do this to literally calm down the voices in your head.
Better mental.
Yep.
Feel better. Have you Like what, as a business owner over the last year, what is, I'm interested in what is the biggest, like the top 3 or the top 1, like the biggest things you've learned over this past year, because it's been a school for me. So I wonder.
I was overwhelmed with the loyalty of people. Yes, a couple of members quit, but most of them like still paid their membership. And we tried to kind of match their sense of loyalty from our side as well. But I think now is the next step for us, like initiating the Get Grexy challenge. The biggest thing I've learned.
Yeah, that can be multiple. Like so you realize the loyalty of your members. What about you and your team, or the way you like this? I mean, so much stuff has been thrown at you. So there must be something that you were like, I didn't expect this, or I never knew that, or skills you had.
Yeah, I was curious how my coaches reacted. Oh, okay. I think we got like 2 more minutes, Jeroen, because
we have a guest.
Yeah, we have a guest because like we have a Zoom call at 5:30.
Okay.
So we got like 3 more minutes. I'm gonna kick.
Right.
Robert, ich muss dich noch, let me just talk in German real quick. Robert, ich muss dich noch rauskicken. Kannst du in 2 Minuten wieder reinkommen? Yep, he's gone. Okay, we're like 3 more minutes. I learned a lot about like the personality of coaches and how they're going to react, and if they're just going to like come up with stuff and be like, okay, this is a challenging situation for all of us, but let's just pretend and play dead, or take some actions into the right direction. Good. Now there's Toby coming in. Toby, we're recording a podcast.
I think we're finishing it.
Yeah, I think we're finishing it. It was very nice talking to you, Jeroen.
More people will be coming in.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
just
nice
hop in, people. It's all good. Toby's worrying about, hey, what the fuck is going on? I'm in the wrong room. Not in the right room, dude. Jeroen, it was awesome talking to you. And I think we could go on for like another 3 hours.
Yeah, probably. So I'm gonna look out for on your socials, whatever you put out there.
Yep. And maybe we'll do a second one. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, you gave me some good ideas. So
awesome, man. Take care. Say hi to Yara and the team, and we'll talk soon.
Have a great weekend.
Bye, man.
And good luck, man.
Bye. Take care. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.